Hey folks, John from Complete Technology Solutions, your friend in the computer business. I have a really neat one today, guys. So I've told you guys in the past year that I'm planning kind of a head-to-head on a lot of these different pepper ball guns. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to really compare apples to apples. So I don't want to compare a $400 Byrna to an $80 T4E because it's really not going to be a fair comparison. So I want to compare apples to apples based on a couple of criteria. Price is definitely one of them, but more importantly to me is caliber and practicality. So I don't know if what we're showing you today has got practicality. It definitely has caliber, but it's got character oozing out of every pore. Check this out. When I saw this thing come up, I had to have one. If you guys can't tell by the thumbnail there, I'm a huge fan of the whole Evil Dead trilogy, all of them. I'm a huge Bruce Campbell fan, and I love the Evil Dead. This is definitely a boomstick. Let me show you this. What we've got here is the T4E HDS 68 caliber, wait for it, shotgun. Now I'm going to turn this over here to Stumpy and let you guys take a look at this. And all right, admittedly, before I open this box, I have looked at this. I could not wait. Check this thing out, guys. We're going to crack this open. Oh, let's get the paperwork out of the way. And for once, I'm going to agree. We'll look at this later. Guys, check that thing out. 68 caliber double barrel shotgun. Now, in the box, you know, unlike a lot of the other Umarex stuff, there's not a whole lot in this box except for the shotgun itself. You do get a very extensive manual here, an owner's manual on how to load the cartridges and the triggers, how to load the balls, so on and so forth. But nothing in there that's terribly interesting. Let's get to it itself, shall we? Oh, man, guys. Oh, my God. Guys, you would not believe the weight on this, guys. And I'm going to give you a view of this with my hand. You guys have all seen, I've got pretty big hands. That is a heavy, heavy weapon. And a couple cool things that differentiate this from any other regular shotgun. All right, number one, you're going to notice you got a selector here. Now, on most double barrel shotguns, when you flip that switch, what that's going to do is it's going to pop it open to allow you to load the shells into it. But in this case, this switch is actually a selector to select which barrel you're going to be firing. So you'll fire the left barrel by switching it to the right. You'll fire the right barrel by switching it over here to the left. And you'll fire both barrels by switching it into the middle. Now, when you're firing the right or the left barrel, you're going to get full velocity out of each one of these, the max velocity that you can possibly get out of this in stock configuration. Now, this is the 7 joule version. There is actually a modification that you can make to this that will increase it up to, and I have heard, well over 20 joules. Now, obviously, if you're using this at the paintball range, that's something you're not going to want to do because it could theoretically rupture the paintball. Well, not even theoretically. It would absolutely rupture the paintballs, and the velocity would be far too high for one of those fields. They are regulated. But if you're going to use it in a home defense setting with some solid balls in there, then it would be absolutely fine. So in a future video, we are going to go into how to do that with this. It's not overly complicated, but it does involve actually tearing down the weapon. So we'll get to that at a later point in time. So once you've figured out which barrel you're going to switch on here, to actually load the balls in right here, you're going to press a little button here, and that's going to cause it to pop up, and that is where you load the balls in. Once again, guys, 68 caliber, okay? Now, down here on the bottom, you've got your CO2 cartridge. And right here, you've got the standard Umarex double trigger safety, which I really, really do like. Once again, guys, I really wish Byrna would have instituted that, but you know what? We're not going to be all judgy. We're going to have fun with this thing. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. In order to test this today, we want to fire something that's, I don't want to fire the pepper balls because I have a plan for the pepper balls, or more importantly, the inert powder balls, for all of these when we do the head-to-head. So what we are going to be firing today are these 68 caliber solid Jawbreakers. These were suggested by a viewer in a previous video, and I have fired these through a couple of the weapons. They are really, really nasty. So we're going to fire these today to test this just to see how it fires. We're obviously going to have a regular 12-gram CO2 cartridge, and we're going to get a little of that Pell gun oil. So let's go ahead and get this one loaded up, shall we? So we're going to take the end off the back. Now, one other thing, guys, that I noticed in this, it does have in the box the little Allen key. Now, I have yet to find one of these that's been so tight that I wasn't able to actually open it, and one that doesn't seal when you just crank it down by hand. But if you're going to use that Allen key, guys, don't go crazy on it. Snug it down a little bit and then just a little bit more just to give it a little bit of tension. Once you've got this out, you're going to go ahead and place your CO2 cartridge in. Now, before you place in your CO2 cartridge, place a little drop of the Pell gun oil. You don't have to use a lot of this, guys. Don't go crazy. Just put a little drop right on the tip of it, and that will help it seal, and it will protect the seals inside the gun. There we go, just a little bit of it. As you can see, just a little bit on the tip there. All right, you're going to put this in just like with most of the other Umarex guns with the nozzle up. You're going to drop it into place. Then you're going to take your depression knob. You're going to screw this into place. And once you're all the way down, you're going to snug it up. All right? Now, the balls, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to press this button right here. It's going to pop that open. Oh, God, guys, look at that. That is such a wicked weapon, dude. All right. So we're going to take the balls. We're going to get ourselves a couple of these little Jawbreakers. By the way, you like the little test tube? Yeah, I had a bunch of these cool little test tubes sitting around here, and I thought, boy, what a great way to set up a little, way to demonstrate these or to fire a certain amount of them. So, all right, take the balls, load them in, and they are snug in place. You actually have to press those in. All right, close it down. Now, just like all of the other Umarex weapons, in order to charge this weapon, you're going to put a strike right here on the back of the weapon, and there's going to be a little indicator right here that will pop up when this thing is charged. So, like all of our other videos, I'm going to go ahead, we're going to move out into the hallway here, aim it down the range, be right back with you. All right, folks, so here's what we've got. Now, as you can see, we've got our range set up. You'll see I've got a brand new printed Scully down there waiting for us. I honestly don't know how accurate this is going to be. I'm kind of expecting it to not be super accurate. We'll say, oh, by the way, guys, if you haven't noticed, I'm actually filming using the Mayano mic that we used last time. I think I got the bugs worked out that was causing it to overdrive, and it seems to be working perfectly now. So we're going to continue on this, and then we'll see in the future here if we're going to keep using it. So, all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and charge the weapon up by striking down here. And as you can see, that actually caused that little valve to come up, indicating that we are now in fire position. Now I'm going to put on some glasses here. Now, guys, I'm going to try to fire from this position. I am not going to promise you how this is going to look or if I'm even going to hit anything. But the first two shots, just for fun, we'll try for Scully, okay? Remember, these are those new rounds. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to fire one barrel. So we're going to fire the left barrel right now, all right? So let's see if we can get her aimed up here, and I'm going to give it a shot. All right, let's go ahead and switch it over to the right barrel, and give it a shot. I think we got him. Let's take a look and see what that did. Now, that first ball, honestly, I know it hit. I have no idea where it went, though, so let's take a look. Oh, ow. Oh, poor Scully. Holy cow, guys. Well, ruptured there. On the other side, it hit the top and cracked the skull right off the edge. Yowza. All right, tell you what. We'll, I got to try this. I've always wondered, guys. So I think with both barrels, you're going to lose a lot of velocity, but I want to try this. Let me turn Scully sideways here. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to see if we can get a broadside. I'm wondering if both balls will even fly the same direction. I'm hoping they will. I mean, obviously, they're not going to be super accurate, but we'll see what happens here. All right, so we're going to get a couple more of the balls back here. And we're going to pop open our back. There we go. We're going to load in our ball. Just like that. Close it down. All right. I'm going to try it, guys. Glasses on. We're going to go both barrels, so we're in the center position right now. Oh, man, I have no idea if this is going to work or not. Let's see what we get. Well, it did send them both down range. Let me see what happened here. Hold on. Okay, it looks like, guys, you can actually see it. They hit here and they hit here. So I think in order to hit, I'm going to have to aim a little higher. You do lose a lot of velocity firing both of these at the same time. Let's try that one more time. I'm going to pop her open. Let's put in 2 more. And let's aim a little bit higher. We're still going to try to hit Scully, but I actually want to see if I can hit it. Oh, glasses on. All right, here we go. Aim a little higher. There we go. All right. Now, I know you guys can see the velocity on that. You're watching the round. You are losing a lot firing both barrels. But I know you're also able to see the hole. Okay, I got to show you this. This is actually kind of funny. Well, I think we got him. All right. Granted, guys, that's not the same velocity that you would have if you had a, obviously, if you were firing this single barrel, it's going to go all the way into this thing. In fact, you know what? Hold on a second. Let's test that theory. Now, let's say you're close up, all right? And that's something we want to try too. So let me put this right here, and we're going to go on the other side of the skull here, guys. And I want to do 2 tests, all right? The first test I want to do is I want to do a single shot from close up, right, within 10 feet. Because remember, we talked about that 9 to 15 feet. That's what it always is, from 3 to 5 meters if you're in a situation where you have to defend yourself. Now, granted, you're not going to walk around Mel Gibson style with this thing strapped to your side. But in your house, you could have it sitting in a nightstand or something along those lines, loaded and ready to go with pepper balls. So let's test that theory. Here. Okay, so we're going to test the theory. Let's go ahead and let's pop this open. Let's put in our balls. Now remember, this is going to be one at a time up close, all right? So we're going to put it over here under the right barrel right now. Remember, we haven't changed the CO2 cartridge yet, guys, either, so that's kind of important. All right, so if we're right here and we fire it, I'm going to fire it from a down position, okay? Right here. Switch it to the other one. Okay, that's accurate, and it hits hard, and let me show you. So this is the position you would normally be at if you're defending yourself inside, well, particularly in your house. You walk around the corner and bam. So that, okay, now that's quite effective. Look at the difference. Look how deep that's sunk in there, guys. That is very, very deep into that skull. This is a 40% infill, by the way, on this skull. All right, that's good. Now, what I want to do is I want to turn to the back here, and I want to try both barrels at that range. I'm expecting about half of that, so let's try it. You know, the thing about these pepper ball guns, at least, it's all about that pressure. How much pressure you've got coming through, how much is being released all at one time. And this one is uniquely modifiable. This one and the HDR50, they can both be upgraded. And when they're upgraded, you have the option to fire at a lot higher velocity. So here, okay, so we got our Scully. Scully doesn't even want to get hit again. He's kind of going down there. So, all right, we're going to load up 2 more balls. And close her up. All right, at this point, we're going to go back over here. Let me get Scully. I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to get popped either. All right. All right, so same distance, guys. Right here, we're going to go double barrel, so right down the middle. And we're going to fire both barrels. Here we go, both barrels. You know, actually, guys, both of them went to the same point. It's almost like they were aimed in together. In fact, you can see where they hit side by side. Obviously, they're not going to penetrate that deep because you lose some velocity. Well, and we're, what, 10 shots in. So, but you can see the 2 of them hit right here side by side, just right at the same point. It's not bad. I mean, it isn't bad. Obviously, if you're in a self-defense situation, you're going to want to use one barrel, at least until we get the upgrade done. Then you want to go crazy with it. But tell you what, I got 2 more balls over there. Tell you what we're going to do. Let's set him up right there. I love these things. All right. We're going to take our weapon. We're going to pop it open. We're going to load in our 2 balls. Now, obviously, guys, there's another factor we're not thinking about, which is pepper balls. So if you're firing 68 caliber pepper balls, if you're firing the same ones out of this that you're firing out of this Byrna, they're going to hit hard and they will rupture, and it's going to be a mess. That's a lot of pepper in a 68 caliber ball. But here we go. So we're going to go single barrel, lock them up, hands up. And fire. Fire. Dude, it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and it does have some pretty decent power. Since we're talking about it, let's go ahead and get Scully and see what it did here. This is kind of like something out of a horror movie. Got a hit on the right in there. Got a hit on the left. Look at that. Kind of spleam in the middle there. Pretty cool, huh? Well, like I said, for a shotgun with no sights, it's pretty darn accurate at the range it was intended for. So, all right, tell you what, let me get all cleaned up here, and we will head back into the studio, and let's talk about this. You know, there's a lot of these pepper ball guns that are going to be practical for regular self-defense on a day-to-day basis, like the Byrna. The Byrna is a fantastic example of that. They're compact, they're small, they're fast. They fire with a whole lot of power. They hit like a freight train, and they can deliver a ton of pepper at one time. And then there's other ones that just like the intimidation factor is crazy on this thing. I mean, okay, I don't even know why they put this little Picatinny rail on here, to be honest, because if you walked out of your house and somebody's, going through your stuff and just had this in your hand like this, dude, they're going to make a mess all over your carpet. They're going to hit the road. You unload with it full of pepper spray, they're going down. There's no way around it. And it's so quick and easy to just pop it open, reload, fire again. Pop it open, reload, fire again. We never even got to the end of how many that would take. By the way, just to show you. So we fired 12 shots total out there, and it's still, the pressure valve is still up. So instead of hitting that to release, I want to hit it. Right? It's still going. So they're very, very, very efficient when it comes to how much energy they use. Now, the other thing I will tell you, and I mean, that is seriously tight, guys. Wow. Yeah, that is nasty. The other thing that's pretty cool about this is once you do that modification to it and upgrade this, you're going to fire at bare minimum 3 times faster than it was firing, to where you'll be able to, when we were firing single balls out of this and we were burying it into the skull, and you fire it on both barrels, it'll do the exact same thing. You fire single at that point, it's game over. These things are going to be nasty. We will be doing that in an upcoming video. I can pretty much guarantee it because I've been wanting to do it for quite a while. So, well, that is impressive. I love it. Now, with that said, this is the last of the 68 calibers that we're going to test. And just to remind you all, that is the Pepperball TCP 68 caliber, the Byrna SDI 68 caliber. We're dealing with the Salt Supply 68 caliber, and just for grins and giggles, we're going to throw in the HDS 68 caliber. That is our head-to-head that is coming up first, right off the bat. When we see that, we're going to test velocities, and I'm not going to do any mods on these guys before we test velocities out of the box. We're going to test velocities, impacts, practicality. Obviously, for looks, it's going to be real hard to beat that, although the Salt Supply looks like something out of Terminator. But that's pretty cool for looks. But an all-around best value for what you're getting. Now, granted, of all 4 of those, this is the least expensive by a long shot. But obviously, this has a different usage than those. Those are self-defense. This is put it in your house, maybe protect your house, and holy crap, that's really cool. Yeah. I mean, Bruce Campbell, baby, all the way. Thank you guys for watching. This has been a fun one. I really do enjoy these. Hopefully, Mr. Mayano, Mike here is cooperating. We will find out when I get back to the editing table. But I think I have corrected the overdriving problem. So we shall see. Have a fantastic weekend, guys. A great week. Don't forget, Tuesday, we're doing the podcast again. And I will be streaming part 2 of Star Sand, which I very much enjoyed. It was a lot of fun. Have a great week, guys. Bye-bye.